A boy wakes up in an unknown world with no memories of the past. Immediately after waking up, he meets a girl named Yurippe, pointing a sniper rifle at another girl named Angel. Yuri tells him he is in the afterlife and wants him to join her group, the SSS, in fighting against Angel. But the boy is still confused about the afterlife. He goes to talk to the girl called Angel instead. She tells him that they are indeed dead. Then he asks her to prove he cannot die, as he is already dead. Angel makes a sword and stabs him. He wakes up later in an infirmary and his bloody shirt next to him, confirming he was stabbed. He tries to find a way to escape the world, leading him to the principal's office, where a giant hammer swings down and knocks him out of the window. When he comes into consciousness, he is with Yuri and many of the other SS members. Yuri talks him into joining them and welcomes him as the new member of SSS, where he remembers and tells his name to be Otomashi. Yuri later explains things about the afterlife to the Otomashi, such as the existence of more people that are NPCs. That night, the SSS prepared a plan to steal some meal tickets from the NPCs. A girl's banned from the SSS distracts the NPCs as giant fans blow away the meal tickets, while Otomashi and other members fight with Angel. Later, back in the cafeteria, they eat. Otomashi, still doubtful after finding himself in a strange new world, decides he will stay with the SSS while recovering his memories. At a certain time, SSS finds itself low on gunpowder and other supplies. Yuri decides to go to the guild far below the surface, where SSS allies make the weapons the SSS uses, as it is possible to make things out of the dirt as long as they know how. The path to the guild has various traps set for Angel. The SSS finds them activated due to Angel's presence on the same path to the guild. Noted is killed first as he takes a step onto a hidden trap where a giant hammer swings and knocks him into a wall. Later, a giant boulder is released and rolls after the SSS. Takematsu tries to run, but eventually gets crushed by it. Then, in a closed room, several lasers threaten to dice up everyone. Everyone dodges, but Matsushita dies. Entering a large room, the ceiling starts to fall, but TK catches it and holds it up for others to escape. After that, he gets crushed. In a water trap, Fujimaki dies due to his inability to swim. At an in-cave stream, a box with a puppy inside is floating towards the waterfall. Sheena jumps into it to save it, but it reveals the puppy is actually a toy. Sheena then falls to her death down the waterfall. While taking a short rest, Yuri tells of Tanashi how her 3 younger siblings were murdered by burglars while their parents were gone. Her reason to fight was the fate given to her. By the time they arrive, Angel is almost there, so Yuri decides to destroy the guild with explosives. The guild members, led by Cha, relocate to the previous guild location, which was out of use. When Angel arrives at the guild, Yuri and Tanashi buys them time to escape. After the incident, every SSS member revives back to normal. In the next mission, Yuri decides to have Girl's Dead Monster distract Angel while others try to crack the password on her computer. But Yuri does not think the song guitarist Iwasawa wrote would be useful for the operation due to it not being distracting, therefore they will sing a different song. They will use hacker Takeyama to break into Angel's room and hack her computer. While taking a break, Otanashi goes for a soda and notices a girl named Yua putting up posters for Girls Dead Monsters. She explains that the concert will be held in the gym, which might make the teachers angry. After a while, he talks with Iwasawa. Iwasawa tells Otanashi how her parents used to always fight because her father was an alcoholic. She used to listen to music when depressed. She found an old acoustic guitar and began performing on the street, planning to eventually go big. However, an old head injury caused by her father hitting her with a wine bottle led to her death. Girls Dead Monsters start playing, while SS members with Takeyama break into Angel's room and hack her computer. As Girls Dead Monster continue, they are soon found by several teachers, along with Angel, with one of the band members notifying Yuri about it. Takeyama manages to continue the hack. At the same time, the teachers restrain Girls Dead Monster. However, when one of the teachers threatens to throw away her acoustic guitar, Iwasawa breaks free in fury and knocks the teacher out, and began to play her own song over the loudspeaker. Through the hack, the SSS learn that Angel is not getting her powers from God, but is making them herself. Iwasawa, meanwhile, continues to perform, and upon finishing, realizes that her purpose was to sing songs. She suddenly disappears into heaven, indicating that in order to disappear, one just has to find their own purpose. Soon after, Yuri suggests that the SSS participate in the upcoming baseball tournament. Hinata starts with recruiting Otanashi. and tries recruiting other athletic members, but all of them were already chosen by someone else. Left with no choice, Hinata has Yu be an asset. They then recruit Shino, only joining to compete with Otonashi. After that they go for Noda, who also only joins under the same conditions. Yu gets 3 NPC girls, who are fans of Yu's, to join their team. During the first round of the tournament, the SSS teams beat their NPC counterparts. Hinata's team manages to win their own game. Soon Angel's team arrives and says that they will participate too. Over time, each one falls to Angel's team until only Hinata's team is left. The game is played with the teams being even. As the game is nearing its end, Hinata tells Otonashi how he missed a fly ball in a similar baseball game in life before getting seduced into drugs. Otonashi believes that Hinata will disappear if they win the game. Just then, Otonashi pitches, resulting in an identical pop fly. Hinata is about to catch the pop fly and win the game, but Otonashi runs into him. However, Yu comes from behind and puts Hinata in a grapple hold in an attempt at random revenge, and Angel's team wins as a result. Time passes by to the point where exam period comes. While Angel focuses on her studies, Yuri announces that it is their time to take revenge on Angel. Yuri plans of interfering her exam sessions, thus affecting her grades. Yuri assigns Takamatsu, Hinata, Oyama, Takeyama, and Otonashi to be the members to handle the mission. On the day of the physics exam, Yuri pressures the members of SSS to position themselves near Angel's seat. Everyone fails at attaining the desired spot, except for Takeyama, who ended up sitting in front of her. Yuri explains, Takeyama is to take 2 answer sheets and write something silly on it, then switch it with Angel's, and Hinata is to focus the attention of the class to him. All seems fine, but Takeyama points out that they don't know Angel's real name. Otonashi storms out of the classroom to the faculty room to check Angel's name, and ends up being stopped by Angel. Angel and Otonashi introduce to each other. Angel tells him her real name, Kanade Takebana. The plan goes into action. Yuri turns on a rocket engine in Hinata's seat, launching him into the ceiling, which made everyone notice Hinata. Takeyama took advantage and switched the answer sheet. The plan gets repeated with the other exams. The day after, rumors of Angel getting 0 marks on her subjects is spread, and Yuri announced it to SSS. At the gym, it is announced that Angel is being replaced by Naoe as the student council president. Otonashi expresses his shock while Yuri gloats over her victory, telling her members that she no longer has the powers of the student council president. With that, she announces the start of Operation Tornado that night. Yu gets into the spotlight as the new leader of Girls' Dead Monster. Kanade appears and she gets into firing range, but Otonashi calls off the assault, noticing that she does not have the killing intent in her actions. As she walks straight into the concert and into the vending machines, Yuri contacts Yusa and orders to turn on the wind fans. Kanade also loses her food coupon for an order of Mapo tofu, which is a very spicy dish. At the school cafeteria, Hinata notices that Otonashi has a Mapo tofu coupon and ends up eating one. Despite the very spicy flavor, he notices the nice aftertaste of the dish. Yuri then tells the two that it was Kanade's coupon that is carried off by the operation. Yuri then admits that they were assuming wrong things about Kanade. Under the orders of new Student Council President Naoe, members of the SSS are taken into custody, where they stay for a certain period and are released. Afterwards, Yuri is doubtful as to how the NPCs acted in such a way, including Naoe, who is also thought to be an NPC. Upon their return to their headquarters, they plan on their next step. Yuri decides to keep a low profile, making trouble in class but trying not to interfere with other students. Before Otonashi leaves, Yuri gives him a walkie-talkie. Inside the classroom, some of the members of the SSS are attending class, but doing their own thing and not participating. Takematsu decides to do his push-up repetitions between the rows of seats, and Noda goes to sleep while lying down on the desks. When Yui opens the door to go to the restroom, Naoe appears, which leads the SSS members to flee. Noda, reluctant to escape from Naoe's threat, attempts to attack him, but is quickly stopped by Hinata and Otonashi, who forcefully pull him out of the classroom. Otonashi returns to the classroom and sees Angel. He approaches her and tries speaking with her. Upon mentioning Mapo tofu and how he'd like to treat her with some, she instantly accepts. They eat in the cafeteria alone. However, moments later, they are confronted by Naoe, who announces that they are breaking the rules by eating outside the scheduled time. Because of this, they are taken to the reflection room. Otanashi complains about how similar it is to solitary confinement, while Angel is sleepy. Realizing that his complaints had no effect on her, he decides to sleep as well. He remembers about the walkie-talkie that Yuri gave him and tries communicating with her, but doesn't work. A few moments later, Yuri manages to contact him. Yuri exposes to Otanashi that Noe is not an NPC and he is human. Also, Yuri tells him that he is beating up SS members and they can't hold him. Yuri then presents Otanashi with a surprising request to find Angel and ask her for her assistance. Otanashi, in a hurry, wakes Angel up and tells her to break the door and help them. In order to break the door, she attempts to use hand sonic, but it doesn't work. She then reveals that her skills are merely for self-defense, not for offense. Otanashi then realizes she does not have any friends because she would face the reality of losing them when they disappear. Meanwhile, Angel reveals the 3 other forms of her hand sonic ability. Otanashi soon discovers a way to bust open the door, using the other versions. As they reach the school ground, all SSS members lay down bleeding from the injuries caused by Noe. He goes to Nanada. As Noe approaches the 3 of them, Angel arms herself with hand sonic. Despite Otanashi's questioning, he insists that SSS themselves are to blame for their fate, as they lived to struggle against God. He also reveals that it was by using hypnotism, his unique ability, that he could control NPCs into doing his will. Noe then proceeds to use it on Yuri and is interrupted by Otanashi, who surprisingly attacks Noe from behind. He claims that he is in no right of making anyone vanish with a false memory, because everyone lived to their fullest while alive, and he questions Noe as to whether his life wasn't real at all. Because of Otanashi's words, he begins to remember his life. Ainato Noe was born into a family famous for their arts of pottery. Along with his twin brother and his father, they stood up for their fame as excellent potters. Noe lived a solitary life and gained no attention even from his own father. Later on, his brother died in a car accident. Because of this, his father decides to replace his twin brother with Noe, so that a worthy family heir remains. Sooner or later, his father became ill with little chance of recovery. Noe's life went to a standstill, and because he couldn't be independent, the family's name slowly faded into anonymity. It was then when he realized that his life was a fake. Otanashi hugs him, assuring him that the reason he was there was because he had struggled to live a real life. Noe then comments that all he wanted was to have someone who would acknowledge his efforts, someone that could recognize him for who he was. A crying Noe looks into the sky as the sun rises. That's all for today, folks. Stay tuned for the next part of this series. Thanks for watching.